Hello! Today in the lesson we are going to solve an equation, and when solving these equations we will apply the properties we learned in the previous lesson. Let's remember these properties. The point is that if we add to the left and right parts of the equation at the same time, any positive or negative number, then the result of the root of the equation will not change. If we multiply the left and right parts by the same positive or negative number or divide, the root result will not change. Let's apply these properties to specific examples. The first equation is minus 18x plus 6 equals minus 30. In these first examples, these properties in principle cannot apply and apply the rule of solving equations. But the point is that when we look at the last example, we will pay attention to the fact that in the right and left parts the whole expression will be written. Now let's go back to our example and apply our properties. So minus 18x plus 6 equals minus 30. How can we apply this property to avoid writing down a long solution? Well, the thing is, when we solve equations, we leave the variables on the left side. In the right-hand side, we write numbers and constants. In our equation, on the left side of the equation, we see a constant plus 6. We need to move that constant to the right side. How do we do that? Well, in order to make sure that we don't make any mistakes, I recommend that you keep the variable. And what we end up with is, I've closed our constant, the number 6. As a result, we see minus 18x equals minus 30. So let's write it down like this. Minus 18x equals minus 30. But we see that in the left side, we still have the number plus 6. We take that number and move it to the right side. But we have to move it to the right side with the opposite sign. The result is plus 6. I move it to the right-hand side, and as a result, I write the number minus 6. And then we have minus 18x equals minus 36. And now minus 18x equals minus 36. We need to get rid of the number minus 18. Notice that there's a multiplication sign between minus 18 and the variable x. Between the number minus 18 and the variable x. So I must divide the entire equation, the left side and the right side, by the number minus 18. What is the result? Minus 18x divided by minus 18 equals minus 36 divided by minus 18. Minus 18 and minus 18 we divide and the result is 1. But we don't write the 1 down. This leaves x equal to minus 36 divided by minus 18. That's 2. The result is x equals 2. That's the root of the equation. What is the root of an equation? It's the value of a variable that turns the original equation into a true numerical equality. What does that mean? If I substitute a 2 for x, I get minus 18 times 2 plus 6. You should get minus 30. Let's check it out. Minus 18 times 2 is minus 36, plus 6 equals minus 30. And indeed, minus 30 equals minus 30. Of course, you may ask the question, where are the properties we've been studying? You just took the number 6 and moved it to the right side with a minus sign. But the point is that we have to perform these actions on the basis of some rules or properties. Let's see if we've moved the number 6 to the right side correctly. To do this, we will use our property. If I am subtract the same number from the left side and the right side, then in this case, the root of the equation doesn't change. Let's write this down. If I were to apply our property, I would subtract the number 6 from the left side because it's in my way. Then by the property, I would have to take away the number minus 6. Notice, in the left-hand side I subtracted, and in the right-hand side I subtracted the same number. As a result, I got minus 18x equals minus 36. 6 minus 6 would give me 0. Then I would perform the action minus 30 minus 6, which is minus 36. And notice, I would have arrived at our solution, but in this case, I would not have written down another action. So, in order to solve the equation, remember the following rule. First of all, when solving equations, you need to write one part. You need to write down the variables, and in the other part, you need to write the constants. And then you need to divide by the factor that is written next to the variable, and in this case, you will get the correct answer. One more equation. I'm going to write it down as follows. Minus 18x's. Minus 6 equals 27. What happens in this case? Using our rule, we must leave variables in the left part. We leave the variables on the left side. We close everything that is not variables. Minus 18x equals, notice, 27. And now minus 6 by our rule of thumb to the right-hand side. The result is plus 6. Minus 18, x equals 33. Between minus 18 and x, then the number minus 18 is a quotient. So we divide the left and right parts by the number minus 18. The result is minus 18x divided by minus 18 equals 33 divided by minus 18. The left side, there is 1x. You and I know that we don't write the 1, we just write x. There. But what happens in the right part? The point is that in our previous example, we have minus 36 divided by the number minus 18 without a remainder. And the result was the number 2. What do we get in the second example? When I divide 33 by minus 18, we get a remainder. Then I write it down as a fractional number. If we can divide the numerator and denominator by the same number, we'll do that. So x equals, let's write it down, minus 33 eighteenths. Minus 33 and 18 I can divide by 3. The result is minus 11 sixteenths. And divide by a whole part. The result is minus 1 whole 5 sixths. This example we solved with you in order to pay attention to the answer. If, as a result of division, you do not get a whole number, then you write a fractional number in the answer. Never write the answer as an infinite decimal because the value will be an approximation. And the fractional number will be the exact value, which will be your answer. And in the next lesson, we will solve more equations in which we will apply our properties. Namely, in the left side, we will collect only variables, and in the right side, only constants. And for today, our lesson has come to an end. Goodbye, see you again.